either HDMI or SDI to a USB. So your system, your laptop, anything can now see it. So it will just pop up as a capture card. Once you select the capture card, you'll see the video. So if you feed audio into it, you'll get it. Now, why we are feeding audio into it, so that they can get direct audio, so that when you are listening online, it will be clean. It will be like you are in-house. That is what. If we don't patch, or the camera has a microphone, the microphone will just pick ambience and everything. So you will not get audio. So we need to know these things. Then the other thing about HDMI is that one thing about it, when I was playing video, immediately I connected HDMI. You will observe that my audio, this guy picked it. And that thing has messed engineers up, sound engineers. It has made sound engineers up, because they will be seeing video and they won't see, they will be seeing video and no audio. The reason is, God help you, your screen is why we had the audio is because the screen has a speaker. If it's this mega screen doesn't have speaker, it would have taken the audio but no sound. So engineer, everybody, we can see video, where is audio? Engineer, do something. So, and it's not the problem of an engineer, sort of the sound engineer. However, it's still your problem. Why I said so is that everybody can see video and they can't hear sound. So they don't want to know, and you are running around. So there is a place that you need to select. You need to select it from your laptop, that it should use the jack, the output from the laptop. And that is what I did. I was doing it, but you might not notice. Well, that's what I did to take the audio out of this guy. So you will do it from the laptop, you select. So, but the challenge is, why I said the problem sometimes falls on the sound engineer, is that the sound engineer is not the one playing the video. He will be in front of his mixer, mixing. But when it's time to hear the sound, they will come to the engineer. But it's the person that is playing the video, which is the video person or the systems person, that might not even know. He doesn't know the settings of that thing, because his own is following his HDMI that my video is already showing. But he doesn't care. His video is showing, and everybody can see video. So, God, we can't hear sound. So it's you that will go to his system. Except this video guy that knows what he's doing and wants to help you. He would have done it by himself, and he would just say, "Oh, God, check, you should have audio." So that is how it is. Once you insert an HDMI into a laptop, it takes over the sound of the thing, audio and video. And if you want to separate it, you need to go and separate it. Let me just show you guys. Let me show you. Come to the audio. You can see it. Then you come here. You can see this sign. That's the speaker sign. You click here. It will bring audio. You can see speaker, AudioTech. This AudioTech is the card in the system. Headphone, AudioTech. If you select this guy, it will not work, because it's the speaker of the laptop of the system. But this one is headphone. This jack that I plug, this system is assuming that I plugged headphone, but it's cable that I plug to amplify the sound. So you select that. If I will play a video now, and
you say, hey, hey, stop up, that's right, you say, hey,
so if you are doing this, you have a show and you are doing this, I'm telling you, to just mess the engineer up, because the screen has taken over your audio. They will be shouting, "Oh, engineer." You will be confused, and you don't know that you will need to tell the person playing the video, go to social settings. It has happened to me several times, and I just walk up there and do it. And I've seen situation that the engineer has hanged. The video guy, I've sat down that my own video is going. It's going. Meanwhile, it's the one that caused the problem. So Same thing.
That's why. Hey, hey,
So that is that. That's just the bonus for the last class for today. So let's go to our main class. Today we want to talk about mixing. You want to ask this question? You can ask. You see, I think we brought mic now. Let's put it into this thing. Yeah. You don't have to stand up. Oh. Okay. Sound card. Yeah. Capture card. Yes.
Sound card now.
Yes, yes. He's doing different things. This guy cannot take video. It's just audio. He cannot take video. Yes. Because it has embedded it. The camera has helped you to embed it. Because there's the XLR cable that came from this mixer to that camera. So the output of that camera now is HDMI. It's now sending both video and audio. There's another way of doing it. There's another way of connecting this guy. I can decide not to put audio into the camera and put the audio in my sound card, and we'll just pick it up on my system. So whatever system I'm using to, whatever software I'm using to stream, now we are using Google Meet. We can use Zoom. We can use it. You just select your own sound card as audio and take the HDMI or HDI as video. It will still that software will embed it. It will still send everything out. No. It will not be out of sync. The system, the software you are using, we sync it because there's a column for it. Video. It's just like when you want to do your Zoom. You see your camera and your microphone are the same. If you click, there's a small arrow down. If you click that arrow, it will open. It is said you will see both video and audio. So and your system will see the sound card, the name of the sound card. This one is Avid. It will see it as Avid. You can see this system. It showed LGTV. Whatever it will see it. So just select it. But just for you to be fast and not to make everything complex, I just patch audio. But maybe the client has paid good money, or I want to show off. I can just impress, bring everything, you should set up everything. The table will be full. Say, this guy. But it's the same thing I'm doing.
Sound like that. So that I'm having noise and it is from the camera.
There's nothing you can do about that except you change the camera. I understand what you're saying, but that is not common. It's not common with that. It's an uncommon issue, but it's not like you can face that kind of issue every now and then. Before the camera ports have issue, that means the camera itself is worn out. No, there can't be. Anything is fixable. You can fix it. It's fixable. That's why me for myself, if it's that I want to stream, if a job is given to me to stream, I go with camera myself. It's part of yes. To avoid I get to the location and I'll start having issues because I'm not even sure of what the person brought. Okay, like now when we started, this guy sent SDI. Won't come. That was when we say no video. He now went to bring HDMI. There are some camera that doesn't have those two. It's only one. And now we don't even know the issue. It's except we troubleshoot. You see that the SDI out port is bad or this cable is bad. So those issues I try to avoid it and go with my own.
So if you go with your camera,
Yes, now. Yes, now. You go with everything. In my boot, I have all these cables. Yes, in my car, I have all this SDI, everything. I have it. HDMI, I have it. Yeah. So you must go with you must have your tools, because you can't work with people's tools. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You don't know, it's delicate, and you don't know the job that will put you up there, or mess you up, or that will bring you down. So you have to be careful. Even laptop. We've seen situations where somebody borrowed laptop to do presentation like I'm doing, and the laptop where I buy it, it went to this mode that will be showing pictures. Slideshow, and okay, yes, exactly. But when we do, he has to calm down. Until the screen started showing porn. One pictures. Yes, now he borrowed the laptop and it's not his own. So he was talking. He said that the people were laughing because he was blocking the screen. It was an embarrassment. So that's another plus for you. Anything, you don't borrow people's gear for something that you are not sure of. You have to be sure. So there are things you have to be sure of your. So let's go to audio mixer. So we have done some practical this morning. So I will keep when we were setting up. And you can see in sound, there's no small setup. What we just on time, early enough, because anything can come up. Look at the two signal that wasn't showing before. Everything is showing now. So I don't even know. I can't even say what the problem is. Maybe because we were rushing. So anything can happen. And one unique thing about sound is that when there is no sound, there is no show. No show. They can avoid, if screen goes, if video goes, show will continue. They can do away with it. But if light even go, I'm talking about illumination now. If light goes off, they show it and they can still hear. Can you hear me? Show will continue. Yes. But if sound goes off, except it's a small setting like this, it will not. Yes, it will not. Nothing will go. So sound is very important. Like I normally tell you, especially we that work in spiritual environment, I say sound is spiritual. Faith comes by hearing. Yes. So you have to pray that your things everything should cooperate with you. Everything should work perfectly. Because sometimes you have done everything and something still wants to mess you up. I can give you instances of things that has happened. That we just know that. So like Pastor Sam say when he's preaching, he knows that the person behind the camera, the devil is not happy with him. Yes, because when he's preaching, we are pushing it out to everybody. He's going to several countries. So if that camera stops working, where is he going? It's not going anywhere. So that is why all these things are very important. You take note of. You just have to be abreast. So let's go. What is an audio mixer? You can see one here. So, but for the sake of this class, an audio mixer, also known as a mixing console. When we say audio mixer, it's still mixing console. Sometimes they call it sound desk or something like that. So, okay, soundboard is an electronic device that takes multiple audio signals and combines them into one or more cohesive output. It's the center hub where sounds from various sources like microphones and instruments are brought together and adjusted. So you can see multiple devices. My microphone is on this mixer. The playback video is on the mixer. What again? Anything you want. If we want to ask question now, you can put it on the. It has completed everything, but everything is coming out as one. So that is one advantage of audio mixer. Then key functions, combining signals. I've just explained that. Adjusting volume. You can't hear me. Okay. Everybody else push it up. It's too loud. Bring it down. Without the audio mixer, we can't do that. And the slider is called a fader. This guy is called fader. And I say, go to your fader. That this particular button is called a fader. We also have.
Sorry, we're not seeing what you're demonstrating. We're only seeing your slides.
These round ones are knobs. These buttons, they are knobs. So each input on a mixer has a dedicated channel with a volume control, typically a slider or knob.
So we cannot see what you are showing here.
So signal processing. Yes, we use it for signal processing too, but we'll go deeper into that later. Because when we talk about the signal processing, that's when we talk about the compressors, EQs, your gates, and all of that. Types of audio mixers. We have analog, digital, and powered mixers. Analog, this is an analog mixer. Then a digital mixer. That's that. Your M32, your X32. Most of them are, you see, they have screens. But let's see their differences. These are analog circuits, okay, process signals. They are known for their straightforward tactile controls and are often favored for their warm sound. Yes, there's still an argument, an ongoing argument. Which sound is better? Is it analog or digital? But we can't take that analog sound away. That warmth. We can't take it away. In fact, I know some studios that they still use analog board. They will not pass their output through a digital mixer because they still want that feel. Yeah. So I will explain further why I think the analog has a warm sound. Yeah. Digital mixer. These mixers convert analog signals into digital data for processing. They offer more advanced features like the ability to save and record settings, built-in effects, and a more compact design. That's one advantage. That's another advantage of digital board. You can record your scenes. When you come, you do sound check, do everything, set your knob, set your fader, set your level. The following day, and you save it. The following day, you just recall it. Like when you work on your system, your Microsoft Word, and you call it up. You just recall and it will come back to the settings. But God help you if it's an analog board and you have set every knob and somebody has come overnight or somebody come early in the morning, just turn something. That setting has changed. Except maybe you now screenshot a screen and start looking at it. But that is stress. Under 3 seconds, your digital board has done that for you. So powered mixer, they are a combination of a mixer and a powered amplifier. Unfortunately, we used to have one. So the power mixer is just like an amplifier and mixer together. I know it's not combo. Yes, together in one mixer. Yes, big box. Yes, you will now connect a speaker to it. That's a power mixer. These are a combination of a mixer and a power amplifier in a single unit. They are convenient for simple PA systems because you can connect speakers directly to the mixer without needing what? Yes. So they call it mix amp. Yes. They call it mix amp. So that's that. Those are the 3 main mixers: analog, digital, and powered. So workflow fan. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. I also understand what you're saying. It's like a virtual. I'm trying to remember the name of that mixer. I've forgotten the name, but it's just similar to what we do in our broadcast. It's waves. It's a waves. Yes, it's a waves mixer. It's a waves mixer. They are using software to mix. It's a waves mixer because they have plugin. It's also a mixer, but it doesn't have a kind of hardware. Yes, it's a mixer.
It's not a system, but it's
but there's a laptop, there's a computer. Okay.
and something like that. Not a mixer, it's an item that I've forgotten what
And so how do they operate it? What device are they did they use? Then what's the screen? There should be a screen. There will be a system. It's you that you don't see. Okay, did you see any mixer upstairs? Wait. Is the system? Do you know that there's a computer upstairs? You should ask questions. Those that are mixing the broadcast, you should ask them that this thing that you are seeing on the screen, where is there's something is connected to. You see, this is just visual. It's just like somebody seeing all these things. It is working, sending it. So that's why your monitor is called VDU, visual display unit. VDU, visual display unit. It's just display. It's not the main thing. The main thing is the CPU that is just grounded, which is central processing unit. So there's usually a system. It's just like this guy. It's just a surface. That thing that you're seeing, that mixer you're seeing, is a surface. We call it surface. The main engine working is the guy down there. Yes, and that one is just an IO. The main thing is on stage. The engine. You will see they write it IO engine. They even wrote it the engine. That's the brain. So this guy is just surface that you are pushing volume. Yeah. So that is how it is. So there is something, and I'm sure it's a system. So let's move on. The process can be broken down. The advantage of all those ones is that you can play with plugins. Now I can't use. Let me not say outrightly I can't use plugin here, but I need to adapt it. I need to use an outboard. Outboard, maybe a computer like this. I will now use Dante to now be doing my plugins, and it will be going through that. I will show you towards the ending of this thing. You see a picture where I use something like that, software to add to this kind of board to mix. Because with the plugins you can do a whole lot. You can manipulate. You will hear your sound and you feel with this immersive sound that is now the new technology coming up. You can do all of that. So let's move on. The process can be broken down into a few key stages. Input. We have the input, the channel processing, the gain, and the equalization. So your inputs, those are your inputs, where you plug in your XLR or your quarter-inch. Audio signals from sources like microphones or instruments are connected to individual channels on the mixer. The mixer can have a very number of channels. This is how many channels mixer is this? This is 14 channels. It will not be 14 if you count it, because some of it are stereo. So then channel processing. Once the signal enters a channel, you can adjust it using various controls. Your gain is your preamp. That's the first thing you see on the mixer, any mixer. The first button here is your gain, and I'll explain that again later. Then your EQ, equalization, where you have your low mid, high mid, that's what I'm trying to remember, because we have mixers at various levels. The smaller mixer is just high, mid, low. More advanced mixer, you now begin to see high, mid, low, mid, and all of that. Oh, I was trying to remember that. Okay, let's move on. And that's your EQ basically. And the more of those that you have, the simpler or the more manipulation or whatever that you can do on the board. It has given you an edge. There are some things that I can't do with this board, but by the time we get to a bigger board, it will sound better. I could do more stuffs. So, basic workflow of an audio mixer. We have the pan. Pan, if you want to, for a stereo setup, and you want everything to go to the right, you turn this into the extreme right. Your pan, all the speakers on the left will not work again. It will not send. You will not have it. You will not have signals sent to that. Yes. So once you full pan to right, you hear all your sound on right. You pan full to left, you hear it. And sometimes you can put a bit of right, a bit of left. And that is good for a stereo setup. Maybe like your drum, like our drum, we pan it in the toms. If the guy, if you're in front of those arrays, you feel like the tom, you are hearing the tom from this side. At the time you feel that you're hearing, because we have done a bit of panning, just to give some kind of feel, because and to make it, there is another thing about mixing. Let me just chip that in quickly, because there's also an argument that is mixing. Is it more of technical proficiency or an art? I would say it's both. It's both. You need your technical proficiency. Your technical proficiency is to know your knobs, how to use your parameters. your EQ, your compressor, and all of that to know your numbers. Then the arts part of it is like what I'm saying now. You're being creative about it, adding reverb, adding delay. You sound, somebody sings that the sound will be so warm and all of that. So that's where the what's it called, the arts, the artistry. That's why you're enjoying some people's mix more than another person. Yes. So by the time you do all of that, this thing will come out well. And so auxiliary sense, this controls routes a portion of the channel's signal to other destinations, such as an external effects processor, like for reverb and all of that. Okay, let me explain auxiliary. Though when you get to monitor mixing, they will explain it better. Auxiliary is sending a channel. For example, sending a channel to a different monitor. Not for okay. Let me explain it. That's what we use here. You see this camera right now. We send out this sound, this audio through auxiliary, because the main you cannot the auxiliary. If there's another monitor, the more the more auxiliary your yeah, aside from the FOH, with the FOH making 5, I can do my left and right FOH with this board, and I can do monitor for somebody singing, for the vocalist 1, another monitor for a keyboard 2, another monitor for the drums 3, and 1 monitor for the bass. That's a full show. So that's it. Can do 4. So you can send separate mix without anybody interfering with each other, and it doesn't affect. So whatever I'm doing on the fader is just going to the main PA. While this monitor, I can decide to say, the vocalist can say, no, I don't want bass on my speaker. You will now go and drop his own on that. Yes, on that channel, you will just drop his own auxiliary, the auxiliary that is feeding, that's controlling the bass. You drop it on that person's monitor. That's how it is. Your fader, I've explained fader the other time. The channel fader is a slider that controls the final volume of that specific channel before it sends to the main mix. Then mixing group, this grouping, you can have multiple channels. We do use it a lot, but in a bigger board, in digital board, we call them VCAs or DCA. It depends on the mixer. What it does that you can all, like your drums now. Drums have about 7 inputs. Like here we have about 7 or 8. We have snare top, snare bottom, tom 1, tom 2, floor tom, then floor tom 1, floor tom 2. That's 6. Then we have overhead. That's 7. Then we have 2 kick mics, kick in and kick out. That's 9. So yeah, that's the overhead. Overhead, and the overhead is stereo. You see, if you go there, you see it. They are all there. So that's the way. That's 9. So that 9, those 9 inputs. Those 9 inputs. How, for example, now to monitor it. That's why when you are a mixing engineer, especially for live, I normally say live, your brain has to be working. You have to be working, and what I mean working is you have to concentrate. No distraction, because you are controlling about, okay, for like this, for example, on a regular Sunday, we use more than 50 inputs. 50, yes, more than 50. I think about 54 inputs on a regular Sunday. Because on the drums, it's even me should be more than. On the drums, I've counted 9 mics. 9. I've not counted the saxophone. The saxophone, there are 4. The instrumentalist, the keyboard, we have 3 keyboards. So yes, 3. Keyboard 1, keyboard 2, and keyboard 3. Talking drum, conga, choir mics, then vocalist. So you have pastor's mic. So you have all those things, and it's only one person that needs to be in charge and control of that. So if you should, so if you are not, if you don't have the, I'm trying to explain grouping. So the advantage of grouping is that like all those 9 inputs for the drums, you just group it into one fader. So when I'm bringing that fader up, I'm bringing the whole drums up. But in sometimes maybe the drummer plays hard, and so you don't need to bring everything because you don't need to bring everything down, because if you because the drummer is playing hard on the snare, on the particular on the snare, you now bring the group mix down. The group drums down. The whole drums will come down. So you now need to go to that particular channel, that snare, and bring it down. So that is when you need to go individual. But if you have sound check your drums properly and you are fine, it's just for you to be riding the drums, and you don't even need to ride. Once you unmute, your drums comes out. And that's how we do for keyboards too. We group keyboard, we group vocals too. We have 6 backing vocals, we group them too. We group the lead mics. So when you are mixing with a group. So by the time we finish all the grouping should be about 8 or that means you're just mixing about 8 stuff. Then you can we now have some channels by the side, which is your go-to. The go-to channel is the pastor's mic. After singing, the pastor comes up, or somebody wants to make an announcement, and that is a separate thing. You know when to go there, you know when to bring this one down. So you are doing a lot of things at the same time. But behind all this connection and behind your mic, you have about 50-something other inputs. So the level of concentration, it's very important. And when you're supposed to mute, you mute. It's very important. I normally do that. I shout it a lot. Any mic you don't find on stage, mute it. Once the person is not on stage, because you can forget. Maybe somebody, especially this kind of mic I'm using, that's the most dangerous. Most dangerous in the sense that, it's attached to the body, and the person has finished performing or whatever on stage or ministry. The person walks off the stage, and you didn't mute it. You are not seeing it, and the mic is still live. Yes, we have that. Yes, we have that situation. We have that situation. We have that situation. It's a problem. It happened. That's why one of our pastors, I don't want to mention his name. Anytime I go to mic him, he will ask, Mike, since that they started controlling his microphone by himself. Because he was done preaching, he went back to the seat. So they were greeting him, he responded, and that thing went online, went everywhere. So God forbid he was saying something that is personal, private. That's a big problem. It's a very big problem. Yes. So it's very, very, so just mute. When you don't see the person on stage, mute. It's better, exactly, just mute. It's better for them to tell you that I open this mic, this person is done. You will now open it in the wrong time. You want to ask a question?
I'm looking at it and with the level of concentration, how easy it is to be done on analogs. I'm also aware that you can do all this set up on analog.
Yes.
What you can say, because there's mixers that have one.
Yes.
But how easy it is than when you have it
digital. Yes, actually, it's a bit difficult it's a bit difficult. Yeah, it's not all analog that have it. We used to have one board that time, Micheal. It was when we have power surge here that burnt it. One Micheal mixer. It has those group. Even the mixer and this thing to has group. Yeah, that GL 2400 in transit building. So you can group, but like I said, the disadvantage in that is that you can't call up sync. After you have grouped your team, you come back before somebody have turned, so you begin to trace and unlike the digital board. In fact, there was a day like Thompson, I think 2 Sundays ago, that you noticed that some keyboard, some things that somebody has tampered with something here. So while some of our keyboard lines, some of them has been misplaced. So I just told him, I said, go and call up old scene, yes, the one. And he called it up and everything just appeared. So if it's the analog board, it's a problem. We'll wait for the service to end before we can do anything.
I'm now asking this question with respect to the debate on where people still say analog is more powerful and more. I don't know.
It's relative. No, they are talking. They are saying analog in terms of the quality of the sound, the quality of the warmth of the sound, what you can hear, So and this sound thing like I normally say, your number 1, 2 are your ears. It's not all of us that can hear equally. Sometimes I will be saying, can't you hear that sound? I'm not hearing anything. It's your ears. So if you don't have good ears, you can't achieve good sound. I'm sorry to say. And you wouldn't even know that your ears are gone, self. Yes, you need to train yourself. You need to train your ears. It's your number 1, 2. You need to train your ears. You should be able to hear. You should be able to decipher sound. Multiple sounds are playing, but you can pick one out. That's where the hearing is. You can pick it out. You need to have good ears. Then when you are talking about music too, you need to have a bit, know a bit of music. Somebody singing off, you should be able to pick it. With a sound engineer. Though it might not be core of your job. But it will become core if you are a studio person. So you need to be able to pick it and all of that. Then there's psychology too about the sound thing too.
Please, we can't hear anything. No.
It's gone. No. He's back now. I don't know.
I noticed.
It's dropping. I see. You can hang it. So, the guy is a guitarist. So now ask him, that's a guitarist. Show is about to start, or show has even started, and you are trying to play. You are playing your guitar, but you can't even hear the lead singer on your monitor, and the engineer is giving you attitude. How will you do? What will you do? I asked the guy. So I thought that the guy he knows what to do. He's intelligent enough. So what am I? Why did I ask that question? Because it's both ways. Because sometimes some engineers who can be, it can be nasty. Have attitude problem. So why I did that to him, that all right, when he gets in or he finds himself in that kind of situation, he knows what to do. He knows what to do. You have to undo it, because we actually need each other. It's about emotions. You just control your emotion. You try to draw his attention, but he's still giving you attitude. You need to continue with the show. there's nothing you can do about that at that point. Well, and it should not show on your face. Like sometimes those days when we started this thing, they started lecturing some of our band people that why we don't pick you on camera, that you are frowning, and we are showing you to the world. So there is art in this thing. You can't. Oh, Dapo. Yes, it's part of the list. Sometimes maybe and sometimes maybe a singer is not singing well. Dapo will just do like this. You will show it on his face. So those kind of things.
So you see, maybe the president is right. Let's have issues on. And we get to talk about it.
Check.
So to say to shoot, it's when the show now can now come and give it to that person. Oh God, what happened? So that's how we need to move on. There's nothing you can do about it. We need to move on. That's why a professional is a professional. Because once you thinking, there's no one singing to sing and you want to sing. This is one of the vocalists too. The same question. She said she will have to continue. But will she say hear herself in the house? I said yes. Like you hear yourself about the speaker in front of my said she will just switch her ears to what she's hearing in the ears. I do thumbs up for her. So that is it. Because you need to that mood, that everything, you need it on stage. Yeah. So you need these vibes on stage.
Is he on?
I didn't check me before. On it now. Okay, wait. Yes.
So now my question
Okay. So I don't.
So now I believe that it is a society
Issues that we used to have people stage manager. Maybe I think we call to normally somebody like that. I was doing attitude. Okay, the mixing guy is good. The mixing guy is good. I don't expect to just in levels. I can pass observation to the state particular if that I need to work. This is actual question. So that's the question. So with that, because of so I think that's why I learned to distance. I will see before this will get on stage. Stage. As the observation for and then this program to be person of council. Can you bring this person? Yeah. This every guy's issues. Yes. And because in the session is not having the feeling and the truth. Just to have that. Can you say like
Well, I understand it. And then you should continue. So, I'm not having that. Except talking to the neutral person. Also, yes, it's not stand up actually. But you know, I think it's in-house sometimes. So, but that will stand out. It's not one of the things that is still coming down. So I was shouting. Yeah, man. It's okay. It's okay. You can hear it. So that's now outputs. Then the final conversion is sent to the outputs. So analog was digital mixer. The fundamental workflow is for beats. Yes, the same workflow, the same analog. So, but now analog, this is final class. We have talked about this before. So digital mixer. So this okay, we talked about this. Why do I have it separate? I'm not about it twice. Okay, we talk about this too. The analog was about this. This guy has two species. And the analog doesn't have it. So the analog we'll see this clear. That's inside. Since you see inside, you see some other young inside. I can feel on that inside. Well, to know what inside is for. You have an external device. So what about is on that channel. So you can decide that's why they compressors and then it's a little bit like this. So and I feel it's not that I feel this is another one sound because I don't do we want to also this week's now. I need to know about a movie like this. This is and plug it in that channel. That channel is one can you okay. So can you get for this kind of thing? I came from the background where I just did all of this thing. So now I'm just saying for the first time that insert can help me to use either my EQ so or just a channel where asking before is to compress via aux. That means all the instruments on the mixer, I will now send it to one. So you can do that. So yes, now you can. Then I will now compress both.
So will come out fine. So will not come out fine. I will not be extending it for time. Now, at least people, so
that you can actually utilize the channel and well, the style that they use is also workable. Is also workable. However, maybe the quality of what they are doing, or the connection. People have different ways they do their connection, which is wrong. I won't have the time. I will have taught out matching, how to match your amplifier, the connections, how to match your amplifier to your speakers. When it comes to 4 ohms, 8 ohms, all those things, it's not for nothing. One over 2 series connection, power connection.
So you hear clear sound and everything because nothing is clashing with anything. But you speak to pick four speakers, just series connect everything. They may not mind the impedance, the homes, the hair, and the power, the power. They don't mind it. Sometimes we fry the pattern of the speaker, of the amplifier. So what you said is good to do the connection. There's a way to do it. But with connected this wrongly. If you can use EQ, use the EQ through auxiliary and use your channel, then you get speech, not on the input, you're not inserting on the output. So that's how this is work. So let's go to an example that so now, you can see one. Okay, there's your mic. Yeah. So this is really I don't think this one was on, so better. But to be clear out I guess this mic is a new directional, so it will not be picking up everything. Now, the picking up of the mixer. The channel split. Now, this is the channel split. This is the channel. It's line. The entire line is channel split. Channel split. That's what it's called. That's where you have your gain, your and all of them. The channel split. So most of the time, it is there to fit to identify from a analog board, unlike the digital board, like I'm not improving between. From your inputs, I've said that before, then control. This is the first control in the signal path. Then the fourth knob is the gain. It conducts the input sensitivity to ensure the audio signal is at an optimal level, preventing it from being too quiet or too loud, and prevent distortion. Turning off, we are talking about all of this. Your mask started out, keep it down. Push it down. Okay. I don't know so much. But my second exam is now going on with that. So, it is fair that the control will you bring the master build and then you also have your headphone or monitor control. You can listen to PFM. So mixer you see PFM, place the tape missing. So you see solo, it's the same thing. What is this? And there's an radio. It's only that channel that did that will listen to. So it's all the channel you take from the US. So you can use that to monitor whatever the sound. Everything next to you. We have to keep that experience. And it's on the dinner. You have your own head thing. Let's say we are with my own. So I'm trying to watch. I'm shouting too much. Then let's play this a special type of on a single channel that allows you to pass the signal box.
Signal cards for dedicated processing. It's not clear. If you're not clear on the outside, you love them to see that the church. So I'm not clear originally, but I'm glad to give that up. So, do not mind this. For those of us who are studying mathematics, circuit diagram. So, this is the basic how these things are connected. The circuit, these are connected. So, signal. Where is the private signal? It's just the input first. You get the input to the preamp to the it will not be free. So I need to understand what the prefader means. So prefader work in the layman language. No, this is the hello?
I think better.
So your prefader and your post fader. Prefader unaffected by the channel's main fader, meaning this fader does not affect. It does not affect that whatever you are using on your prefader, and that's what. And I will explain that now. If a channel is on prefader, it means that once you bring this thing down, whatever you are sending on the auxiliary is still going. I'm sending sound to this guy. I will demonstrate it to you now. In fact, it's now already. Now, I've got it now. You can't hear it on the picture, but I can bet you don't online and still hearing it. It's still going. We don't have that slugs. Now, can you hear me? Can you still hear me? And I've brought down my fader. So that is pre-fader, post-fader. But the challenge with this is that one is on pre-fader, and you bring your fader down, and you think you have muted. You have not muted, though. That channel, that place that you are sending to is still going. Yes, because it's on pre-fader. It's on pre-fader. It's on prefader. That's why it's not controlling. That's why this guy is not controlling it. He's not controlling what I'm sending to the camera. Yes. But I want to control the FH. You can't hear me on this speaker again. If I bring it up now, you hear me? Hello? When you see it down, they were still hearing me online. Because it's on prefader. Bring it down. Both anywhere you send it to, everything goes down. This is how everything comes up. That's the difference. Is the channel you set the channel to pre-fader or post-fader? It is there. There's a button you press. There's a button you press that will turn it to pre-fader. There's a setting. There's always a setting. This the board has it. You can make your channel, that channel, you can make it a post-fade or pre-fade. You can make it pre-fade or post-fade. Anyway, it depends on the manufacturer. It's just one button. It's based on the manufacturer of the mixer of the board. What's your question? So I explained panning the other time, and the mixer. Then application. Where do you apply mixer? Live sound. Okay. That's what I just finished explaining. Preferred. Let me just read what it says. Your preferred is not affected by your channel's main fader. What is fade? It follows the level on your fader. That's the difference. Preferred. When your channel is on a preferred, if you bring your fader up or down, it does not affect it. It does not affect what or any auxiliary you are sending on that channel. Let me put it that way. Any auxiliary, yes, any auxiliary you are sending on that channel, it does not affect it. It does it. Yes. So it affects down or yes. Yes. For your monitor mix, you do prepaid. Yes. No, it depends. It also depends, but it's better that way. Because the is that if your monitor are on prepaid and you bring the fader down and you think that everything has gone down, your monitors are still active. Yes. So it depends. It depends on how you want to use it. What is important is that whatever you are doing, you are doing it. Know why you are doing it. You stand up. You okay. That is a lot of camera. He's running around. If not, I wanted to bring lights so that it's better than before now. Yes. Okay. So, hey, your gain, I said something about gain structure. That gain structure, once you plug your mic, you adjust this your gain to a level such that your fader will have headroom. And you test it, you push your fader up, and somebody speak to the mic and it's audible enough, and you still have enough headroom, whereby the person, if another person uses the mic and the person is not loud enough, and you bring the fader up, your mic should not feedback. I'm talking now, my fader is on 0, and I push it to 4, and I still have +5, I still have +3, +15, like that. That's the headroom. Yes, you know now the fader has gotten to the top, it can't move again, and no more headroom. So that's headroom. It's not that your fader is already here and everybody can hear. They now give to somebody that you have that who cannot talk, like you that drop your mic the other time and you are not using your mic properly. So you can't push your fader again. You will now need to go to this place. By the time you get to this place, it might disrupt. Depending, it might disrupt your settings. So always set your microphone such that you have enough headroom whereby you still have enough room to push your fader and it will not feed back. You only yes, we've set it, we set the game and locked it.
Is it not possible for you to do that after increasing your feeling and can I say that if you have
Fader, yes. Feedback, yes. There won't be feedback. In fact, by the time you push your fader to a level, it will be and it will be like you are causing nuisance. That we don't need much that level of volume. So you don't need it. I'm not going to teach you that one. Yeah, the person somebody today should be my last class. Though I want to tell the organizers. I still wish to teach us the AI part of this job. Maybe later. So somebody will take you the stage when they get to stage from the practical. So you can do all those gain structure. It's not difficult. You push. You just adjust your volume. You keep adjusting and keep feeding. Keep pushing till you get to design this thing. It is loud enough. But when you're pushing, you will hear feedback. So you not go to the EQ. That's frequency feeding back. Drop it. You begin to drop all those frequency till you have a good level. That's how we do the structure. Yes, it's part of it. It's part of it. It's part of it. Using your mic, then pointing your mic to the monitor to see if you there's no feedback. By the time you do that and you can't hear that, then it should be good. Except the speaker. The person speaker, which is almost impossible. Avoid the red. Your voice should not be clipping. It should not be showing red. Then tips for using a mixer. Think subtractive, not additive. We teach you. When you are doing EQ, most of the time you are cutting out, you are cutting away. You are not boosting, you are bringing down. Yes. Because most times, whatever you introduce,
instruments you introduce have the full spectrum. But there are some things that you don't need. You cut it. That's the essence of EQ. So something is happening. Don't think of you want to add. Always think of what am I supposed to remove. Sometimes they say this thing is not loud enough. We can't hear. Okay, for example, there's a mix like now they are singing. Somebody say I can't hear the singers properly. What should you do? I want to ask. What do you think you should do normally? They are singing now, and every instrument is playing. And but we are complaining. So there's a complaint that we can't hear the vocalists, we can't hear the backing vocals properly. What do you think you should do? I'm asking, what do you think? Normally, what are you supposed to do? Somebody is low. They say vocalists are low. What should you do? You push the vocalist. Is that what you're supposed to do? Somebody is low. See now, that is this person singing is low. So what are you supposed to do? You think the person is good. That's what you're supposed to do. There is some critical, but sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's the instrument that is loud. That's why you can't hear the person singing. So you bring down the instrument. So I'm not teaching you logic on how to mix and all of that. So sometimes it's not about increasing something that is low. So it's about bringing down something that is higher than, especially when it's something is actually louder. It's not all instances. Some instances you have to bring up the volume of the.
We have different controls of the
No, yeah, we are taking us somewhere. No, now this house now. What I'm doing here, bear in mind there's FOH mix and stage mix, front of house mix and stage mix. Front of house is mixing for the audience, while the person on stage is mixing for the people singing, the instrument, the musicians and the instrumentalists. So let's bear that to mind. So whatever I'm doing here, if I bring down now, house is not open now. The music you are hearing is from the stage. House is not open. So meaning we are muted. I think it makes sense. So it does not concern that. Okay. No, I didn't talk about scratch.
what I have on my
The thing is that you can't give what you don't have. If your speaker doesn't have Twitter, there's nothing you can do. It can't give more than what that level is at. That's the best you can give. You can boost. So boost it. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. We do that sometimes, but it's not right. Because now you are driving it beyond its capacity. Because it's not, the Twitter is not optimal. Meaning that, like this weekend now, that QX had about 8 drivers for the heights. But now, for example, 4 of it are gone. It's back. And I'm still pushing it. I want it to deliver like the 8. So that's all. It's working, it's overworking, and it will soon go bad. You understand? So I will boost it if you want, but I'm overdriving it. And that is what kills That's what kills people's speakers and amplifiers. They are pushing it to do what it cannot do. The amplifier hardly go back here. Amplifiers, yes, he has enough headroom. It's more like he's not doing anything. Well, the amplifier we use here, amplifier that are 4 channels amplifier, amplifier. Each channel is connected to a speaker. It's 1 channel to 1 speaker, 1 channel to 1 speaker, 1 channel to 1 speaker. So some people will connect 3 speakers or 4 speakers to 1 channel. It's 1 channel to 1 speaker, and we match it with the number of with the particular the specific power wattage. So it's not a believer. So that's why it's easy. We drive this thing. We do vibrating, and the sound we get. You see this picture I see. Do you know that it's not getting there? It's not this picture, the line is not getting here. It's not getting here. It's not getting here. I don't want so on a design like this, one channel is design here, another channel is design another. Pick the audio base. Well, that's well speaking. It should be fine now. So let's assume I have said that unfortunately, there's no amount of resources that we have now. And I understand that what is sounded here. And I have, when I have this kind of function, and what and several days. Okay, so the several days online. Let me repeat his question. He's asking that a pastor that says you need to deliver, you want to clean sound, limited resources. You have only 2 amplifiers, but 10 speakers. And one mixer can be only one. So he's asking, how do you do that? It's very simple. You educate your pastor. You take your pastor. You find a way to take your pastor to where they get it right. So that the pastor can go on top. You show me. You see, sometimes you see this thing. Sometimes it has to do with humility. The way some sound engineers or the way some people to address people, it make them feel like the person does not know what to say or whatever. Or the person is die. Sometimes you say bye. I get to some churches, they invite me to come and collect 1 or 2 things. So you discover that they are buying things that they don't need. And buying things that you don't need is as a result of sometimes it's as a result of the person that is recommending it not knowing what to do or what is doing. So sometimes those pastors, if they get to that level, they are being frustrated. They brought mixer, they brought this, they brought that, but they are still not getting it. So sometimes it's due to poor communication. Then the engineer too is poor. Maybe doesn't have the required training, like all this connection that I'm saying. Now, number one, if I'm in that person's shoes, number one thing, I will not use all those speakers. That's the first thing. I will connect the amplifier to the accurate number of speakers and let's test it. By the time they test it and see this thing is clean, it's just that it's not loud enough, it didn't cover enough. Then they will now begin to understand your language. You can't tell them that these speakers too, these other ones that I didn't connect, they are working, but we need to buy amplifier. I say, they will come back to your decision. But you just connect. They are buying speaker back. No, if you know what you are doing, you tell them, you correct it. Because most of the time that's where the problem is. And I should be sincere to us. Sound is expensive. It's expensive because sometimes I feel reluctant when I get to some places. I feel reluctant to do some things or to say some things because it's actually expensive. You want the good thing. Yes. In this mixer, if you want to get this mixer now, it's a lot. You should have more than 300 or 400, and it's just how many channels, how many things will it do, and it has limited limited features or parameters. So sound is expensive. However, there are still lesser products that we can buy. But if they want something good, they will still spend money. You see all those speakers that they are building. They just build speaker, they put plank together. Go and buy that and put it. It's rubbish. I'm sorry to say, it's rubbish. No, that's why they have that kind of sound. That's why they have that kind of sound. So if they can buy only 1 speaker or 2, just manage that and don't overdrive it. The day they have another money, buy. Then people don't give sound priority. I've seen situations whereby people will take hall, pay for hall. You pay 3 million for hall, and you're not looking for sound. But if you tell them that okay, I will charge you 800 if you want me to bring in arrays, if you want me to bring in this, and you will enjoy 800. It's not for just to hear music. So it's just now that people are beginning to understand. Yes, they are beginning to understand gradually the beauty of sound. So that is it. So there are products. There's several products that you can still introduce your church or whatever to that are not as high as these ones. These ones are high. It is EAW. It's one of the best in the world. If you have to count 45, EAW will be there. We have JBL, EAW, L Acoustics. L Acoustics don't even go there. You will run away. D&B. D&B is in, that's what they use in what's it called? The hotel.
Is it DMB or DB? So DB. So those are high-end products, but you get what you want. You get it. There are other products too that I didn't mention that are very good. So that is it. They are expensive, but they will give you. And when we are talking about speakers, we begin to talk about biamp and triamp. That's high-end. So that's it. Like our speaker that we have in Annex 1. The speaker will even talk first, because when you are dragging the speaker by itself will drag the amplifier. But when you buy speaker, you have to buy the amplifier will drive it. And most of the time they will tell you, the manufacturer will tell you the amplifier you should use. Like this EAW, we use lab grouping amplifiers. It's not even EAW amplifier. It's called lab grouping. You go to FOH there, you see the name. You can browse this thing by yourself, put their model, put it online and check the price. You can ask.
Are we trying to know that what is necessary that get speakers or
if you want to get a good sound, number one, you must have a good personnel. Number one, your gears are as good as the person handling it. Even if you go and give me, I don't want to mention names, let it not be I'm bringing down people's products. If you go and give me any speaker in Alaba, if I get there, I will still use it. It might not sound like this, but I can assure you that I will bring out clean sound. Because I won't do all those stupid connections. I just pack everything together. I will not do all those kind of connections. Those speakers too, that are these low speakers too, they can work. It's not that they can't work, but you want it to sound like, it's not like somebody that is using a kind of very car. You want to now compare with a powered car. That if I rev, by the time you rev yours, your engine will pack up. So that is the way it is. It can work begin within its own power capacity. But you want to do crusade, you bring it out, it must cover. No, it doesn't work that way. You will have issues. It doesn't work that way. So that is it. So it's not like no, those speakers too, they can work, but you cannot expect them to deliver optimally. Especially when you begin to drive it to a lesser level, it will begin to give you a sign that Oga, you want to kill me. You now begin to hear distortion and all of that. So, and it's not sound is wide. It's now we are only talking about speaker amplifier. We are not even talking about the microphone. There's a microphone that I will introduce into this speaker now. You hear the difference. You hear the difference. This mic, this is QLXD. That's a QLXD. Beta 87A. That's the capsule. I'll check the price of that Shure mic. Yes. Yes, it's almost 2 million. This microphone. This microphone. Yes, now one now. And now look at it here now. Yes, now. ULXD4. ULXD4. You have phone now. Just type ULXD4. Sure, ULXD4. One. This one comes in one. Yes, but we can now we've been using it. We've been using it for the past. We've been using it for the past 5 years now. The current mic that they are using, sure. We bought that mic 2014. I'm not sure. Semester 2014. Where are we now? 2025. We have not changed it. We are just planning to change it this year because their capsules are already gone. And now that one is even semester 9 years. So it's like 11 years ago. They've changed. Those receivers that come with 2 bikes and they are 1,000. By the time it gets to a place like this, this thing would have gone. I mean, it might now begin to give you RF. It will now begin to fail. A lot of this one now can go can go about, I think, 800 meters. Wow. Yes. You will check the line of sight all right. What? So times 1,000. It's about 1.8. One mic. We have not talked about the shipping. No? So sound is expensive. Like I said, sound is expensive. If you want to do the right things, you still find the way you yourself. Giving this mic, and they're having their results. And you begin to introduce. There was a time before we got this screen, we didn't have some issues with interference. As soon as we introduce this screen, it's now begin to hear some noise. So we begin to change some things. Because this screen too is generating some interference on emissions. So yeah, so the last thing, high pass filter. If you don't know anything about mixing, this guy is a cheat. Yeah. So listen with your ears, not just your eyes. Eyes is so important, but your ears is more important. Because where is important is that maybe camera just pick guitar display, but you can't hear it. So guitar is even here. That's where your eye is coming, but your ears is the best. Like Cobams, there was a time Cobams came here. I think I said this one time. Cobams came here, he came to our broadcast. So they were arguing with one of our engineers. They were just talking. So he said, "Can't you hear that? Can't you hear that?" And you know, he's visually impaired. Can't you hear that? So the engineer too now responded, "But you can see." He had forgotten that. Then you can see. He said, "Oh, your problem, your eyes is your problem." Say, listen. Yes, that's what he said. Your eyes is your problem. Your eyes are your problem. That you should listen. I'm telling you. Is yes. So he said, "No, look at that's just this that we play. It's Cobams that did it now." Okay, so no, let's. I'll play the video. I'll play a video for you. So that is that. Then the end. This is myself here. I was talking about this type of board, but this is not here. This is not this stuff. This is the same heritage. So this guy is here. You use as plugin. We have Waves plugin on these things and some other plugins that I was using for this mixer. When I was talking about plugins the other time, that you can insert it to a mixer, and I'm even planning something for that. Yes, on those systems, and you can still hear it. Yes, you feel it. You insert a lot of it. No, all these things are plugins. So anytime I need it, I just insert it, and I was doing the.
I see choir these days, and say most of those these choirs. As the keyboard is playing, there's a mark beside it.
Okay. Just playing. He's playing back. It's for his loop. There's a loop that they play. The software. So yeah, you can ask me.
To boost the efficiency of the.
Wait, there's a question here. There's a question here.
I said the question. There's an argument between
One house.
there's an argument between flying our subs, like taking our subs and flying it. So like I want to know which way is better. Like
What was that like?
the argument is that flying sub, flying our sub.
Okay. Generally, sub, you feel sub. And sub, most times you don't need a definite position. Though there are settings for sub. There's a standard, like cardioid. There's a cardioid way of setting your sub. But now I'm just trying to sound generally. If I put my sub in a corner and I have my arrays, power packing in now, and I have you still feel the sub. You still feel the effect because it is a low end. Even your home theater, if you have home theater at home, anywhere you put the low end is subwoofer. If you put it anywhere, you will still feel it. In fact, anybody that is hearing will think that your low end is coming from the speaker, the other speakers in front. Meanwhile, your low end, your sub can be behind. Good. Now it's the same principle. If you fly your sub, you can see our flown sub here. If you fly your sub up, the only advantage is that nothing is blocking it. It can throw further. Can throw further. Unlike the one below, that it can still have some restriction. So that's basically the difference. One will go further because nothing is actually blocking it. While the other ones, something might block it. But we just even introduced it when we introduced it. They were all on the floor, and we have more. We even have more. In fact, to shock you, we don't even use the one. It's muted. Let's come see. It's muted. This one, we mute it. Yes, it's working. We don't. Most of the times we don't use it because the sub are enough for the all. It's maybe Christmas concerts when we have all a special show. Can now open everything up. So that is it. So I don't know the basis of the argument.
But whenever they put it, it still work. But I'll tell you the difference between putting it down and putting it up. The difference between this sound. This sound. Did anybody notice the difference between these sounds that we are hearing now and the people that we had before? What is the difference? No. That's it. The open the open is not on. So what did you what's the difference? I want to know that. This one is good. The first one was louder. That means those people were loud, they are noise makers than these guys. Yes. That's the difference. That's the difference. Different people play. Yeah. But this ones, they were shouting. Their music was loud. But these ones are not loud. In fact, we can hear each other. The other time I was trying to come close for you guys to hear me.
Ready. Please, wherever.
That is mixing. Your ears must be working. Everything must be hard. Even if there are 300 inputs, once the person comes in, we should hear it. One should not be louder than the other. And that's where frequency separation comes in. That's why your microphone, when you need to use your high pass, because by the time you have to use your microphone to occupy the frequency of bass guitar, both of them will be clashing. So that's your high pass and all of that will come in. So EQ is very important. So we have come to the end of the class.
How many input can this our mixer take?
This guy can do 120. Yes. 144, sorry, 144. Yeah, the one for the stage is lesser, I forgot it. But it can do more, I think 96. Yes. Yes, this one is, yes. 88.
For the frequencies.
88, 144.
Is there any do we have a plan to take us through the frequency measurements?
Yeah?
The frequency measurements.
You browse it, you read up on it. If you have a question, ask me. Read up on it. But if I can, I'm supposed to share one this thing. Yes, they have their unique. Yeah.
So our next class, are we doing taking doors?
I know your next class. I don't even know what is in your next class, but I'm not the one.
Taking it doors.
Yeah, I know. Well, you want to enter doors, and doors is later. So that's software. So now let me just explain this a bit. This is your mixer. So it's basic. It's still basic. What's it called? It's basic principle for everything. Basic principle for everything.
The audio, not the camera. Camera, don't block the
camera. It's basic principle. With this one and that one, it's still same principle. Your fader, your channel. What did I call this that time? Channel strip. Good. Your channel strip. The channel strip. Your channel strip. That's where you have your EQs and all of that. So your input, your gain. This is what you use for your gain staging or gain structure. Yeah. So the things that confuse people most with mixing or handling a mixer is auxiliary. Auxiliary normally confuse people, and it's simple. Like I said, this thing is 4 auxiliaries. Like this box. Yes. Camera is going, is blinking.
I'll just
come to the front.
Okay, don't worry, I'll switch to this.
I don't know why it's blinking. See. Okay, let's the card. Okay, maybe me, I'm the one shaking. Once this thing is shaking.
I want to switch to this one.
What? 36 auxiliaries.
This one?
Yes. You see what makes a board expensive is this guy. The gain. One of the things that makes a board, a mixing console expensive is a pre. I will explain that. That's what I'm saying. Just calm down, just listen. Is the preamp. This guy is called the preamp, the gain. Now, you see this preamp. Once I drive this thing and plug a microphone, but before bringing this thing up, you'll be hearing it's too loud. You'll be hearing. You can hear somebody that is far off because it's too that the sensitivity has increased exponentially, and it also comes with it will start beginning to come with noise, electronic noise. But the high-end board, even when I drive this thing, I won't hear a single noise. It will be clean. So that is what, because they've used a lot of circuit and electronics on that, and that is why they improve it. That's why it's expensive. The Stoda, the Digico, the Midas, those are high end. Oh, very good. In the mid, it's on the mid range. Yeah. So the Rivage, Yamaha Rivage, Those are boards. So it's the preamp that makes it expensive. So that's preamp is expensive because this is where you do your gain structure. If this guy is close, this one that's nothing much to do.
So not even the number of aux you can take.
I know, it's one of the things that makes it expensive. It's the preamp. Then the other thing, the auxes. You see, like that board now, 36 auxes, and this one is only 4. 36 auxes, and the number of auxes we use here is not more than 12. I'm not sure it's even up to 12. Yeah.
So, but we still send to
Stage. I'm talking about stage. Stage mix. Are you sure?
We have 16 auxiliary
That we use.
Yes. I use almost all the metrics.
No, I know about metrics. What do you use metrics for?
I use it as a boss.
Boss, we didn't talk about matrix. As you mentioned, I remember I worked on some mixer that has matrix.
I'll explain the difference. So now the aux. Once my microphone is here. This channel, this is among channel 3. This camera needs audio. You can't send this channel again to this because I've used it here, my master. This is it. I've used it. And anybody have 2,000 channels, you only have two masters, left and right. So it's left for you to now know how to take your output. So one of the ways of taking the output is through auxiliary or through matrices, and I'll explain the difference. So now the auxiliary, I've sent auxiliary 1 to this camera. So this channel, this microphone plugged on this channel. Once I click on this auxiliary, whatever goes there. So that's how auxiliary works. If I want them to hear me, I just bring it up again. That is how auxiliary works. I say I have auxiliary 2, 3, 4. If anybody else need audio, I'll just plug it. Where's the auxiliary self? I'll just plug it here. That's 2. Once I plug it here, I'll feed them. This auxiliary 2, I'll send to them. Auxiliary 3, I plug something, I send to them. So I can choose what goes where. And if I have on this auxiliary 1 now this auxiliary 1, if anything is plugged, other things are plugged on this auxiliary 1. Once you open it on that channel, everything will be going there. Yes, to go to the camera. So that's where the mix minus is. So the camera says it doesn't want to hear this video. It just wants my voice alone. So wherever the video is plugged, I'll go and close aux that is sent to them. That's aux 1. But this simple thing that I said now, some engineers you can mess somebody up. Will now be running around. Something will, especially when microphone is really feeding back. Oh Jesus! Don't try to do in that kind of situation. Especially maybe it's a concert. The microphone can be feeding back. It's on one aux that you didn't close and you don't know. You begin to look, and God help you, it's on prepaid. If it's on prepaid, that's more difficult. If it's on postpaid, once you meet the mic, anywhere you are sending it to, it goes along. But if it's on prepaid, there's a leakage somewhere. So these are the technicalities of using a mixer. That's why I normally say the mixing is the last part. This technicality, because when you are mixing, yes, you are good. Microphone start feeding back, and you are the one mixing. You can't. It's only mixer, and you have to mix. You must know how you route all your things. Now, metrics. The difference between metrics is that metrics is left and right. Now, metrics is because the disadvantage of this one is that if I forget to send video that I can play to that auxiliary, if I forget to open it, it's only my voice that will be going there. And this one has pressed recording. It's only recording my voice. It's not recording the others because I forgot to open it. That's why I don't like auxiliary mix for recording.
So you prefer metrics? I
prefer metrics. Metrics is replica of the master. Whatever you are doing on the master is metrics. So if you give somebody metrics, whatever you are doing on the board, you mute, it mutes. You open, it opens. The only thing is that you have separate control You can for the matrix. Sending the level that goes into your record your sound card to whomever you are giving. Exactly. If you wish to increase it more than the master, because if you plug it where the master is, and I'm increasing the whole house, which is not our business. Yes. So that's what the matrix is for. So you are sending the matrix is left and right. They are sending back to whomever needs it. While auxiliary you are contributing to you are contributing what you need per time to that person. And the auxiliary is best for musicians. Yes. Because they can control whatever they want. Is what they want monitor. The person playing keyboard might say, "Don't give me bass guitar. I just want to hear the person singing and the drummer." That's all. So you close all other channels on its own aux. That's all.
Does it have this type of controls?
The what?
Does it have this control like the us?
No,
control. Yes, now that's control now. But this board doesn't.
For each channel.
Yes. Yes. No, not for each channel.
Not like this.
No, not for each. Yes, he has his own board. He has his own connector.
I understand. You know, this one has auxiliary. And this is
the connectors.
Then on each channel you can control the auxiliary on the channel as well.
Yes.
So does it mix at the same thing too?
Yes, the agency has the same thing. You will see it. Matrix. Matrix said yes. Not on this channel. Not on this channel. It doesn't have it on this channel like this. Because it's left and right that goes there. Okay. It's your master that goes there. It just have his only dedicated figure for it. Because whatever is only master that is going to that matrix, nothing else. If you meet your master, nothing is going to that matrix.
So I noticed something.
This 7 and 8 that were
together. That's stereo.
What do you
stereo?
Right.
Stereo is right and left, right and left. So it means that these two, they are stereo. You can use it as stereo. All these channels are mono, but this particular one is stereo. It's together 7 and 8. Where is the difference?
That's reality 7-8 or 7-8.
Yes.
The picture is not labeled. EBT is 7. This is 7.
This is 7.
Why 7 and 8? This is 7.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But you can see there are 2. Okay.
Yes.
You left and right. That's what
I use 2 mics here now.
It's not for mics. It's for sound. You are playing from somewhere. It's not for mics.
There's confusion. It's confusion. If you use 2 mics, it will work. But really, it's not that it's controlling the 2 mics. And it's your balance. Yes, it is contained. It will work, but it's not balanced. And I don't use balance. It's white noise.
So where should I do this stereo? As an audio engineer, I have been good at it.
Can you connect on it now?
No, it's still people.
No, it's not the mic.
It's still people.
Okay.
You can play your playback. Oh, okay. I can play my
You can put your playback inside.
This is not rep out.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
If you want to take out speech. You see, every mixer is unique. So when you get another mixer, it's different. You might not even find this. So I have taught you the basic. Basic is your auxiliary, your matrix, your whatever, your feedbacks, your EQs, the hair. The arrangements might be different and might be different.
Can you share that your slide?
So, what about the mixer that still have auxiliary 1 to 4, then group 1 to 4?
You said?
You know that some mixers that have aux 1 to 4.
That don't have all that have. Okay.
Aux 1 to 4, then group 1 to 4 on the same mixer.
How do you now manage it as
Their work is different now. I say, what did I say group is was the other time?
a group all the
So that's how we do it. Doesn't concern, it doesn't concern CRD.
I'm trying to visualize how to do this now that okay, let's assume that I want to do that kind of mixer for my drums now. That is all the mics in my drum. Once I'm putting it as one, so that is how we put it as one on the mixer. So that means I'll be posting it on one. Let's assume I want to, they ask to one to
Call different to come and carry to. Sorry. Call Benga.
I'll use this one. And I'll use this one.
and those are mixers that have group 1 to 4. And I want to use to group maybe the drum, for instance. So after connecting it on the channel, the microphones on the channel. Now, doesn't that mean that I will now take my app for them on board? I don't know if you understand my question. Now, these are our drums now that have 9 mics now. I want to put all the drum set at one on my analog mixer. So how do I now because that once I now put my drum set group 1 for the how do I do that for the thing? Depends on how they design it for. I can go and show you there. Every for that every manufacturer has things to that. Like for example, go to group 1. Depends on what. Let's spray all your inputs, all your microphones or whatever. Now begin to go and set it. What am I saying? What am I saying? But I don't know. So they say doesn't have that. This one down. It's 10 to 9 and 10. 9 and 10 is good. Or you press it up. You go left and right. So it depends. It depends on the manufacturer. So you have to then have to do that for regardless of how it works. Yes.
Thank you guys for that, right?